You never know where life will lead you. When I was a child, I had no idea that my life would unfold the way it has today. I grew up in a strict Catholic household. Ever since I can remember, I saw two sides of life. On one side was the environment that I grew up in. A childhood of manners, elegance, a big house, flashy cars, and darkened hearts. A life that I simply coexisted with, but hardly ever embraced. I remember snippets of my childhood.
School today, how was the day?
It was really good. My friend didn't have any lunch money, so I gave him my lunch money.
You give your money? Why? That was your money. Why you give it to him? That was your money. Hello, where's the food? I'm hungry. Bring the food over here, please. I'm hungry. So why you give your money? That was only for you. You're not supposed to do that.
Typical conversations with my father that included ridicule, declarations of all the expectations he had for me, him banging on the table, yelling at the maids and butlers to hurry with his dinner. My parents loved me very much, though. I was their only child, and they loved me more than anything. But with that love came a heavy responsibility. They expected me to be perfect, a walking miniature of my father, a man with a heavy pocket, but a very little heart. To him, helping others was a weakness. He felt that what he worked for was meant for him and his family only. When others would ask him for help, he wouldn't acknowledge their needs. And I always wondered, we had so much. If we gave a little bit away, how would it become meager for us? He told me that 90% of people who claim that they need help use the money for bad things. I just wondered how he was so sure of that. Isn't it possible that perhaps these people actually needed help? What if someone of these people were part of the other 10%? The 10% that actually needed help. My heart was different. I would help others when no one was looking, in any way that I knew how. A few years went by and I started becoming more independent. I spent less and less time at home and more time with my close friend Abdullah. One day at Abdullah's house, I was introduced to my true calling.
Dude, I can't believe 3 seconds left and this guy just drains a three.
That's your turn.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Oh, wait a second. It's time for me to pray.
Oh, alright.
I have to leave for a second.
Alright, man, I'll wait for you. Man, it's been a while. You okay? Man, I should go check up on you. Dude. Dude, what were you just doing?
I was just praying.
What do you mean by praying?
As Muslims, we pray 5 times a day. It's like a whole ritual. It brings us closer to Allah. Do you want to learn about it? I have some books.
I began reading the books Abdullah gave me and fell in love with Islam. I would hide and pray and knew that at heart I was meant to be a Muslim. Shortly after, I converted to Islam. Little did I know a storm would arise when my father would
Hey,
know.
Seth, what are you doing inside? It's time for dinner. Why is not open the door? What's wrong? What are you doing? Seth, what are you doing? What's wrong? What are you doing?
It's not what I seen.
What are you doing? What's wrong? That's not how we do it.
I'm praying.
Pray what?
I converted to Islam.
What? Get up! What are you saying?
I converted to Islam.
What's wrong with you? Do you know when your mom finds out what's gonna happen?
No, I don't.
Get lost from this house! Oh my God.
This news was unacceptable in my household, so much so that my father kicked me out of his house. His son, his pride, no longer meant anything to him. I begged him to let me stay. I didn't want to leave my house, but he didn't listen. After all these years, he let go of his only son. I walked door to door, asking friends and neighbors to shelter me, but none to avail. I had nowhere to go. I sat there, cold, hungry, searching for Allah, content that my fight was fought for the love I have for Him. My faith was all I had, and I knew that He would take care of me. Within minutes, a man came to me. That blanket that he gave me, I remembered it. I knew his face. I had met that man before. It's funny the way Allah returns to you when you least expect it. Allah has said, "Give and you will get." Without a doubt, the Almighty is never wrong. Look at me today. I'm a successful chief executive of a multi-million-dollar company and a founder of several nonprofit organizations. I read in the papers today that my father is no longer the tycoon he once was. And I can't bear to see him in any pain.
الذين ينفقون أموالهم في سبيل الله ثم لا يتبعون ما أنفقوا منا ولا أذى لهم أجرهم عند ربهم ولا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون